What the heck does it even mean to be high status? And how can a normal guy like you raise his status enough so that he can date some of the most gorgeous high status women? And is status really all about money, fame, and looks? And why the heck am I wearing this crazy shirt? Well, all these questions and more are going to be answered in this video, because my name is Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man, and this is how to be high status.
I'm Matt. He has mastered the art of seduction.
Many boot camps encourage men to be assertive.
A woman wants to be turned on. We've done all the testing, and we know what works. The way I see it, there are two parts to status. Number one is the external, which is money, fame, and looks. Number two is the internal, which I like to think of it as the 3 P's, which are posture and body language, presence and how grounded and calm and centered you are, and purpose, having a direction in your life. Now, ideally, you have both types of status. You have the internal and you have the external. But if you had to choose one or the other, choose the internal. That's really what you should focus on, because it's going to actually give you the most bang for your buck in terms of status and being able to attract high quality women. For example, in my 20s, I used to play in a rock band, and we weren't famous or anything, but we were pretty popular in LA. We won a battle of bands against 135 other top LA bands. And we got to tour with Linkin Park, we were on MTV2, and we played big shows with thousands and thousands of people. And most people would say, at least when I was on stage, I had a certain level of status, and it was fairly easy to meet beautiful women. But when my band broke up, that status was gone basically overnight, just like that. And I felt really unconfident and insecure. And I felt like my cool factor was completely gone. I felt like I had no more status. But as I started working on some of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, and things that we talk about a lot on this channel, I became more confident, my body language improved, I had purpose again, I became a lot more confident and comfortable in social situations, I became a lot more present and grounded and comfortable around beautiful women, I improved my body language, and I had purpose and direction again. And guess what? The quality and amount of beautiful women that I was able to date as I worked on the internal status indicators, it increased significantly. I date a lot better looking women nowadays than I did back in my band glory days. First, let's talk about the internal aspects of high status, and then we'll talk about the external as well. So first on our list is posture and body language. There's really just two main components of high status body language, which are open and being comfortable. Open doesn't always have to look like this. A good rule of thumb is that your joints never touch. Means you don't stand like this or like this. This looks really insecure, right? My wrists are touching. Or like this, joints are touching. Even like this, my elbows are almost touching. Instead, I have my hands maybe in my back pocket, which helps to puff out my chest just a little bit. Don't overdo it like this. Or just keep your hands down at your side and you just move them while you talk. Or just have your thumbs hanging in your front pockets. And when you stand, you don't stand with your legs together where your knees are touching and your feet are touching. You have about 10 inches or more of space, because you gotta let yourself breathe down there. And same thing goes when you're sitting. Your knees aren't touching. You're taking up a little bit of space, letting yourself breathe a little bit. And if there's a chair next to you that nobody's in, maybe put your arm around it or put your arm around both, taking up space. Because a high status person isn't afraid to be known. He steps into the room and his presence says, hey, here I am. It doesn't mean he has to be loud and obnoxious. It just means he's not afraid to take up a little bit more space to draw attention to him. And you also want to be very comfortable in your environment. That means slowing things down, slowing down your movements a little bit. Not all the time. I don't mean go in slow motion, but it means you don't fidget and you're not nervous. And when you walk into a club, you're not like looking around, where are the girls or where are the cool people or where should I go? You're just calm. Nothing seems to bother you. And when you speak slowly. Sometimes you speak fast when you're really excited, of course, but other times you take your time, drawing people in to listen to you. Because you know you have all the time in the world because you're high status and what you say matters. And when you do this, when you slow things down and you're more deliberate about your movements and the way you speak, and you stand tall and confident, you're going to feel more confident and more high status inside, because your physiology influences your psychology and vice versa. If you're feeling kind of low status and insecure and you're just not in a good mood, but then you just start standing taller, start taking up some space, and start walking like you own the place, it's going to change your mood. And vice versa. When you're feeling great and you're just in a good mood, don't you tend to just stand a little taller and draw more attention to yourself? Next is presence, which has to do with being in the present moment, being fully grounded and right there with whoever you're speaking to or whatever you're doing, that you're not in your head thinking about the future or thinking about past failures. You're right there responding to the moment, which means you're fully aware of what's going on in your body and the emotions that you're feeling, which means you're not controlled by your emotions, which is actually really attractive. Because a man that is controlled by his emotions is a scary and often dangerous man. When he can't control the way he feels, or he can't control his actions based on his emotions, he might end up hurting her, which is why women often test men to see, like, are you easily affected by a woman? If she can affect you, how attractive is that? She wants to know that you're not going to hurt her, and that when shit hits the fan, you're not going to freak out and leave her, that you're going to be there to protect her. Women still want a protector. Even though we live in a pretty safe environment, her instincts cause her to be attracted to a man who is a better protector. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be big and muscular. It just means that you can step into tension and tense situations without getting totally frazzled. And a great way to demonstrate this is when you're talking to a beautiful woman, that you're just calm, you're very grounded, you're just enjoying the interaction, you're being playful, and you're loving every moment of it. And when you're comfortable in a beautiful woman's presence, she will assume and feel like you must have a lot of beautiful women in your life because you're comfortable around them. Therefore, you must be high status if you have a lot of beautiful women in your life. So your ability to step into tension and be grounded in those situations and interactions will determine whether you are high status or not. Just think of arguments that you've seen. The person who's more in control, enjoying it, and doesn't get all emotionally affected is the person who is generally more attractive and high status in that interaction.
You know what your problem is?
I only have one.
You've met too many people like you. I'm with Terry now.
Does he make you laugh?
And the third P is for purpose. And it doesn't mean you just have some goals or some dreams that are way out there in the future. It means you live on purpose. You have a clear direction for your life, and nothing is going to get in the way of that. And no woman is going to get in the way of that or come first in your life. I know that sounds harsh, and women that watch this are probably going to hate me for saying this, but a woman doesn't want to be your number one purpose because that puts her on a pedestal. That makes you so needy and clingy. And yeah, it makes you want to give everything for her, and I'm just living for her. And on paper, that sounds really nice to a woman. Hey, he's going to give me so many gifts and do everything that I want him to do. But in the long run, she will lose respect for you. She doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to be there with you and help you succeed on your purpose. She might even test you by trying to detract you from your purpose. She's not doing that to be mean. She's doing that to feel your masculine strength, to feel that she can't control you, that you're not afraid to stand up for what you believe and stand up for what you're working so hard to achieve. It also means you walk and talk with purpose. You speak very deliberately, and you're not afraid, again, to step into tension. For example, you see a beautiful woman, that might be your purpose in that moment. Of course, you have your bigger purpose, and that woman is never going to become that purpose, but in that moment, you're not afraid to go for her. You're not afraid to step into tension and risk embarrassment. And she can feel that you have the attitude that, yes, you want to talk to this beautiful woman and you hope she's into you, but if not, it's no big deal because you have your higher purpose that's much more important than any one particular interaction. Now let's talk about the external high status factors, because I know that's what you really want to talk about: how to have money, fame, and good looks. Well, the thing about money is it doesn't always equal high status. I was in a social circle one time when I lived in Newport Beach, a very wealthy area, and there was this guy named John, and he was very, very wealthy. And in his circle of friends, he was picked on, and people used him for his money because he did not have the other attributes. He did not have the confidence, the confident body language, the purpose, and the presence. He was very ungrounded, and so people took advantage of him. So money doesn't automatically equal high status. But at the same time, when you work on the internal factors, especially being grounded and present and being able to handle tense situations and having a clear purpose, man, when you have that purpose and you're aimed for that and you're working towards that, you become dedicated, you become determined. And guess what? If your purpose is something that is going to also bring financial wealth, then you'll probably become very well off financially. So money is just a byproduct of becoming high status. And what about fame? Do you really need to become world famous? Are you going to go everywhere in the world at all times? You can't. You're probably just in one city, and you probably don't even go everywhere in that city. You only go to certain neighborhoods, certain restaurants, certain bars and clubs, and it's actually pretty easy to become famous or popular in those venues by becoming a regular, meeting other regulars, and getting in with all the staff there, especially the owner and managers. In fact, I have a friend in New York City. His name's Mario. He goes to clubs. He doesn't buy a single drink. He's literally the worst customer, yet they treat him like royalty, like VIP, because he just knows everybody that works there by just going there once a week and being friendly to everybody, giving them value. And of course, they want to reciprocate by giving him value, by opening up the rope, letting him and all his friends in, giving him access to free drinks, even though he only drinks water, and giving him access to the VIP area. Now, that goes beyond the scope of this video, and yes, it does take some effort. You do have to go to those places regularly, but it's not that hard. And I show you exactly how to do it in my Total 10 mentorship program, where I show you how to dominate your entire city and become like a local celebrity in your town. So if you're interested in being mentored by me and some of my teammates in that program, there's a link down in the description for a free breakthrough strategy session where we'll see if you qualify for that program, but we'll also give you a lot of value. We'll assess your situation and show you a roadmap and help you get to the next level where you want to be so that you can become more high status. And then last but not least is looks, which is really one of the easiest ways to boost your perceived status. People will see you a lot higher status if you're wearing really nice clothes, like a nice, well-tailored suit versus sweatpants and a wife beater, which gives me an idea for a video. We take a bum, we clean him up, we put him in a well-tailored suit, and then we have him approach beautiful women. I think he would do pretty well. And by the way, if you have ideas for videos that you would like to see, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, hit the like button too. But style really is the easiest quick fix for attraction and status. When you're looking more high status, you're gonna feel more high status. Haven't you ever worn a well-tailored suit? How did that make you feel? Because like I said earlier, your psychology also affects your physiology. So when you feel really high status and you feel attractive and you feel confident, you start acting like it. So make sure your clothes complement you and make you look as good as possible, as well as stand out a little bit, because when people notice you, when you walk into a room and all eyes are on you because you have proper body language and your style is a little bit interesting, it conveys that you must be high status because you're okay with the pressure of everybody looking at you. You're just used to it because you're a badass. Everybody's always looking at you. Whether it's true or not, that's the way you'll be perceived when you're dressed really well or dressed a little edgy. And we have a lot of videos on our channel on how to dress and how to get your style and your fashion in order. So if you're not subscribed, once again, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification icon. And I also want to give you a free confidence cheat sheet. If you don't already have it, get it, man, because it's going to give you 18 different ways to boost your confidence, make you feel and appear higher status, and make you more charismatic in social situations. There's a link down in the description and to the right of the screen. Just click the link, enter your email, and I'll send it right to you. My name is Matt Artisan from The Attractive Man, and I'll see you in the next video.